Last night I had the wonderful opportunity to get a sneak preview of the Christmas hustle and bustle in its finest form. Some of you, I'm sure, have experienced some of the same this week as well. My sister, my youngest sister, Teresa, who lives in Newport News, had 8 children, and they are, well, the first tier of the group is pretty much grown, and they are now families of their own. And one of them, Rebecca, has 3 children, and another one, a brand new baby, 18 months old, soon. And so instead of trying to get everybody together with their own family traditions on Christmas, she decided to have Christmas last night. And so she called up and said, "I think you need to be here." And I said, "I think I don't." I said, "I have Mass," and I said, "we have fellowship after Mass, and what other excuse can I get? The dogs need to be fed, and she said, "I think you need to be here. We'll look for you. We're going to eat around 7:15. So I said, "Well, all right, I'll think about it." And then I got a call from my niece, and so I went. And you know what? It was mayhem. I mean, it was crazy. It was absolutely amazing. Oh, she's not a big house, but all these kids running around. I had one quintessentially cute grandnephew who was dressed in a Superman outfit with a little cape, and he kept running around and standing in front of me going, "Incrediboy!" I'm going, "I'm Incrediuncle." It's easy in the course of a year to get caught up in what stretches and disturbs us, to not believe that the scene of all of us gathered around a common table, of us loving that new generation, of looking at my nieces and nephews and going, "Good grief, they are, I'm in the old movies, I'm my mother and father. They're us." You know, watching the passage of time, generation after generation. It's so easy not to believe that. And I suspect it's not too dissimilar from the feelings that race through a young woman's mind in a dusty, tiny hill town called Nazareth, when the glitter and glow of a celestial visitor left her room. And she said, "What have I just done?" It probably was hard to remember that moment when, in the celestial radiance of God's request to her, "Will you bear the only begotten?" It was hard to remember the beauty and believe it was true. What did she think when they said, "He's mad, go do something about him"? The crowd began to get angry. When she heard rumors that they were going to throw him off a hill because he was so uppity, she stood at the foot of a cross. And remember the last words of today's gospel. The hardest words, I think, in the Gospel of Matthew. All of this beautiful stuff of the Annunciation, and then the angel left her. And there's no indication he ever came back. She had to believe in the beauty because the beauty was the proof itself. It's true. There are some things that by the very nature of their magnificence and beauty are their own proof that they're real. What I saw last night in my sisters was real. What you'll see in the holy mayhem of your life in the coming days and weeks, that's real. The other stuff that tells you no, peace on earth is just an illusion. The possibility of the goodwill towards others is just fake. That's unreal. But the gospel proclaims that we ourselves, like Our Lady, can say yes to the angel's request and birth him ourselves in our own families, in our own schools and groups and offices. That's real. The important part is to believe it when death threatens us and we say, "How can I believe there's something afterwards? How can I believe that suffering has meaning? How can I believe that when I feel rejection because I'm living a gospel life as a teenager and people think I'm just a goody two-shoes, that there's really a good reason to do this? Because of the message and the beauty itself. When we see something absolutely magnificently beautiful, something resonates in us. We know everything in us moves. Like sitting in that chair last night and just watching all of these wonderful people loving their children and each other. Just for that moment. It was right. It was good. It was real. The moment when they come back from college after being so away and all of a sudden everything is together and the house breathes again. And they want to take a breath again after a while. But that moment touches us. And see, that's the point. When God reveals himself, the hope and the dream and the feeling inside of us that yes, this is right, those basic instincts are reaching far, far back into an ancient time, a distant human collective memory, when we knew it was all true and it was plain, and there was no veil over our eyes, and we see it. We must never forget. We need Christmas time. We need the hustle, the bustle, the celebration, the lights, because we need to remind ourselves that what the Incarnation promises is that the truth we